What's up guys, it's Punchy and I have an interesting topic of discussion to tackle about Deepwoken monster content and how this is changing. Ever since the release of Deepwoken and the introduction of monster slaying builds, Deepwoken monsters have been very easy to kill with very little skill. Of course, you have to understand their patterns, but players would stat check them and tank attacks in order to kill monsters, which eventually became a bit basic and boring. Having enough damage or HP to straight up tank monster attacks can be impressive, but you're not really mastering that monster's attack, you're just, standing there and tanking it. Last week, the Deepwoken monster variety shot up by a ton with the introduction of attuned mobs, and these monsters have different resistances and weaknesses, but the cool part about them is their unique gameplay offered by their secondary effects. Fighting these creatures reward knowledgeable players and grant a dynamic mob experience. I mean, first of all, you have to know what the monster does and what bonuses it has with the tuned effect. Along with this update, in an attempt to increase the skill ceiling of PvE content, damage versus monster effectiveness and weapon damage decreased in order to incentivize mantra usage, which was not good. Instead of going for the safe option, which is using your weapon, mantras were supposed to be riskier but more rewarding to use, and yeah, they kinda messed up. Ironically, this change initially failed since range mantras became ridiculously strong and free to use against even endgame content like Layer 2, but with all of these small changes and adjustments to M1 damage and mantras, they became a little bit balanced in a fairly good spot. Also, in this recent update, a huge incentive was added to reward skillful monster hunters, which, I love. The Chain of Perfection talent, only given to those who solo a boss perfectly, gives the user more damage the longer they dodge enemy attacks. This is a great example of rewarding monster mastery, as only those who understand each mob pattern will get use out of this talent, and although it's useful against most mobs, you will lose this bonus damage after getting hit once. It's definitely a starting point, but I think Deepwoken is slowly transitioning its PvE gameplay into something that increasingly rewards those with experience and skill. Sure, if you play like normal against these monsters, you're not really at a downside, but for those who understand every single mob, you finally have rewards for your practice, and this is good. Anything that incentivizes skillful play is healthy in my book. I've got some big projects in the works, so make sure to like and subscribe. As always, have a good one. It's punchin' time.